Hey everyone, it's Nadia Albano here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to groom your eyebrows. Now I know during quarantine time we're unable to visit our brow technicians, and let me tell you, I am desperate to see mine, but I definitely have learned from the best, and I'm going to show you some really easy techniques to get your brows on fleek. Now before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, hit that like button, and of course share this video with your friends if you find that it's really useful. Now let's get our brow game on. All right, so here are some of the tools that you're gonna need to get your brow game strong, people. All right, so what you're gonna need is, number one, you're gonna need a skin toned or white colored pencil. So this is the NYC Wonder Pencil. I love using this for the waterline to brighten up my eye, but I also like to use this to trace out my eyebrow so that I don't over tweeze, because a lot of us tend to over tweeze. And if Maria finds out about this, I am toast. Next, you're gonna need our Nadittude dual use brow brush. It's got the spoolie on the one end to brush out the hair, and then it's got the angled liner brush to sort of fill in the brows in the sparse area when you're using your brow filler. You're gonna need a really great pair of scissors. These are really teeny tiny brow trimmers, and as well as your handy dandy tweezer. So we don't do any waxing or threading, but definitely tweezing is the way to go. And of course, last but not least, we want to fill in the brows and make sure that they look absolutely flawless. So I'm going to use the Benefit Precisely My Eyebrow Pencil. It's got a spoolie on one end and it's got the applicator on the other. It's super easy to use, so let's get into this. All right, so I'm going to get it nice and close so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with a bit of alcohol on a cotton pad, and you want to just make sure that you really clean away, sort of just disinfect the brows or just wipe down any oils. And that way it's just gonna make sure that everything is nice and clean and sterile. I also recommend that you do the same thing to your tools. So after and before each use, you just wanna wipe everything down. All right, so now that everything is nice and clean, I'm just gonna use my spoolie and I'm just gonna brush all my hair straight up. You don't have to be overly, perfect with this, but we just wanna make sure that everything is nice and clean, because then we're gonna go in with some trimmers and just tidy up any loose ends. Oh my gosh, my eyebrows are the worst. And I'm just gonna ever so lightly just trim up just the exterior part, just the little hairs and gnarly bits that are sticking up. I'm not getting crazy. I'm just gonna go right and clean and just wipe this all down. So you can see that this side is nice and tidy, and then this side has still got the gnarly bits sticking up, okay? I'm gonna go in here and just trace out the area that I don't want to tweeze. Line, so anything within that white line or below that white line, tweeze. Everything that is within the white line, don't touch it. But it would be so nice if Maria was here right now, because that would be so much easier. So now that I got most of that off, I'm just going to remove that white line that I traced my brows with, and then I'm going to go back in with some alcohol, just to make sure that everything is nice and clean. So they're definitely not as perfect as when Maria does them, but they do the trick. And in quarantine, this is pretty much all we can do. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil, and I'm gonna go in and just fill in some of the sparse areas. Keep a couple things in mind. You wanna create or use small wispy strokes when you're applying it, and you wanna follow the direction of the hair. So if your hair is kind of going straight up and down here, you wanna apply the brow pencil going up and down. And if it starts going on an angle, you wanna change the direction. You never just want to like draw it right in like as if it's a pencil crayon, because then you're going to look like Groucho Marx. And that, my friends, is not quite the look we're going for here. All right, so now you can see that they're pretty much done. This probably took me about 15 minutes. There might be a few little sparse hairs that I missed because obviously I can't see as well as if I had my glasses on, but they look pretty even and I'm really happy with the way they look. I also love the way the pencil looks on my eyebrows because they don't look too dark. They really match my brow. They're actually one shade lighter than my brow. And the idea is that we just want to fill in those sparse areas so it doesn't look like you've got these really dark, intense eyebrows. But now I'm going to go in with my MAC concealer and I'm just going to sort of even out any redness that I see there because I want to be able to go out in public now. Typically I'll do my eyebrows in the evening or in the morning before on a day off, but because I'm going to be out and about today, I definitely want to make sure that that redness is disappearing. So with our Nadittude concealer brush, I went with a concealer that has a bit more yellow in it. As I mentioned in a tutorial previously to this, yellow typically eliminates any redness. So I'm gonna go in and just ever so lightly just apply that wherever I see that little bit of redness. I'll also apply a little bit onto the upper brow just to sort of eliminate any redness. And again, you wanna make sure you're going with a color that's as close to your natural skin tone as possible because you don't wanna have this crazy strong outline. So I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger. The nice thing about putting concealer underneath here is that it's just gonna make your brow pop. Maybe I put a little bit too much on that one, but it definitely kind of helps to camouflage any of that redness. And then I'm gonna layer this with a highlighter. So you can already see the difference that it just makes this eye pop. It doesn't look like I'm wearing concealer all over my eye, but it definitely does the trick in hiding that bit of redness. And then finally, I'm gonna go in with my large blender brush into a shadow by MAC called Hey, this one right here. And I'm just gonna apply that right onto the brow bone just to kind of give a little bit of reflection and a little bit of a highlight. And it just dresses the eye really easily and effortlessly. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. For the record, I am not a brow technician, so these are all just tips that I've learned over the years to groom my eyebrows. This seems to work really well for me. I know that there's a lot of you out there that tend to over tweeze, and if you want to eliminate that over tweezed look, then definitely use a pencil to trace the exterior of the brow to really get and maintain that beautiful arch, and then just tweeze around that area. So that way you're not overdoing it. And I think that that's the hardest. If it's one thing that our clients have said to us millions of times is that like they regret ever over tweezing their eyebrows. So please don't over tweeze. I can't even see anything. Anyways, guys, I hope that you found this tutorial really easy and fun to watch. If I can do this, you can do this. Make sure that you follow those steps and you won't have wonky eyebrows. In the meantime, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Take care.